Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you just how to remove and reinstall the intercooler. We show you the driver's side intercooler. The passenger side is pretty much the same procedure, just a different side. The vehicle is a 2007 Audi A4 with a 2.0 T, and this pretty much should be the same for this generation of A4. You'll need jack and jack stands, flat and Phillips screwdrivers, T25 and T30 Torx drivers, 10mm socket, ratchet extensions, and a flex joint, as well as a flashlight. Using a jack and jack stands or a lift will make the repair easier, and we do it to make videoing easier. Lets us get the camera in there much better. But you want to look, this little green in the green circle is a little triangle. That just is a reference point, and really where you want to put the jack and jack stand is where the red circle is under the pinch weld, and that's the same for both the sides. Starting on the front, up underneath, there are 3 flat blade fasteners. You just turn these counterclockwise about a half to a turn, and they come out. Sometimes sand and gook can get in there and make them hard, but there are 3, 1 in the middle, and then 2 to the side, and I am missing 1 on this vehicle. Inside each wheel well, there's a series of fasteners. They're either T25 screws. I found a couple Phillips screws, and then there was even 1 flat blade screw in here, but you want to remove these T25 screws, and then on the other side you want to turn your wheels the other way, because sometimes getting these lower ones is a little easier with the wheels turned the other way. And then that there is a push pin that you just need to pull on to get it out. If need be, you may want to work a flat blade screwdriver in behind to pull that plug on. You can see I can just grip the inner fender and pull on it firmly and remove that push-in plug. Then I'll fast forward here. I'm using a T25 Torx Driver on a socket and ratchet, as well as a Phillips screwdriver, and remove all the fasteners in the wheel well. And obviously I'm doing this on one side. You want to repeat this for the other side as well. Pull your inner fender back, and there are 2 more T25 screws here and here. We'll remove those. Push the plastic wheel lining in towards the center of the car and pull it back. There are 2 studs kind of positioned right there that go into the fender, and they're held by 2 10mm nuts, as I'm going to show you right here. And here you can see circled in red are those 2 10mm nuts that you need to remove. And again, you need to do this on both sides. To get to those nuts, I use a flex joint on the end, and that's a deep socket 10mm, and I use a couple of extensions to make it easier to get in there. And as you saw, I just put a light up in there just to give me some light. Obviously this is where a flashlight will come in handy. You can see better what you're doing. And I'll just fast forward as I remove those 2 10mm nuts. On the driver's side, the washer bottle creates a little bit of a tight space, but using the same ratchet and extensions and flex joint, you can get in there, and I can even get my hand in there to get the nuts off once they're loose. On top, there are 3 T30 bolts to remove, 1 in the center, 1 on the side, and 1 on the other side. Then down in these holes are actually 2 T30 bolts that you just need to loosen up. There's a couple little cushions that just kind of pinch onto the bumper cover. Having the flashlight helps look down into those holes and see the T30 Torx bolts. You may find that these are rusty, so you have to really make sure that you get your Torx driver down inside them, and you just need to get them loose and loosen them up maybe 1 or 2 turns. And I'll just fast forward here as I remove those 3 T30 Torx bolts. Now you need to release each side of the cover and pull the cover off. Be wary if you have fog lights. There is another connection that you have to remove. Final step, disconnect this connector, push the tab on the top with your thumb and pull the connector. And your cover is off.
4 T30 bolts, 3 hold the headlight. Loosen this one, remove this one, and then down in here there's another one you have to loosen. And then remove this side fender bolt. Pull the headlight out, disconnect the lead, press on the tab, pull it down. You want to disconnect this harness here, it's the tab. Sometimes you have to push against the intercooler, pull the tab and pull it off, and then loosen up this hose clamp, and then pull the hose off. Pull this hose down on a clip and loosen the hose clamp and remove this intercooler hose, and you may get some oil that drips out when you do it. You shouldn't, but you may. And there's just a little clip down here, pry down, pull this off, and bring it down and out, and then just grab your intercooler firmly, pull it forward, and then it's also held in the top, so you pull up, you gotta work your intercooler in from the bottom, back up in, get your 2 clips on the top and push it back. Okay, and just make sure that those cushions stay down. Push it in up there, and pull the bottom out and over. Make sure the bottom's in, make sure the top's in. Reconnect this hose. Put this hose back up in the clip. And we'll tighten this clamp up. Reconnect this lead. And put your intercooler hose back on. And tighten. Reinstall a duct. These 2 tabs go up under here, and then it snaps in place. I gotta get it in place first. Push it down, then up. Head on. And then reinstall the light. Make sure you plug in the lead. Should make a nice clicking sound. And then put the light back in place. Put the top bolt in, tighten it up, and then tighten up this one. And right down into this one. And then reinstall the side bolt for the fender.
And put the bumper cover back on. Remember to replug the harness if you have fog lights. And then lift the cover up into place. You want to make sure that those 2 bolts that you loosened, make sure that the forks that are in the bumper cover go around those retainers going correctly. And I'll show you here in a second. It kind of can be a little difficult to line up the cover between the headlight and the mounting points inside. You see, I kind of give it a little force. It doesn't quite go. What you need to do is kind of push this or pull the headlight to the side so you can line up down inside. It's a little difficult to see, but you'll see I mess with it a little bit. It's kind of one of those things, once you get it, it goes in very easily, but it's just a little difficult to get. What I end up doing is pulling the headlight to the side so that the bumper cover can go in correctly and easily. As you can see, once you get it right, it goes right in nice and easy. Do it for one side. Since I figured it out, it's really easy on the other side. Goes right in, and then latch the sides into place. And then I'll speed up here as I put those 3 bolts in at the top, as well as tighten up the 2 T30 retainers that are down inside the holes. And then I'll continue to fast forward, put in the 2 nuts that hold the cover to the fronts of the fenders, tighten those up. And then we'll put in all the T25 and Phillips screws that hold the inner fenders in. And the only part I don't show is you obviously want to put the 3 flat blade screwdriver retainers back in at the bottom, and you should be all set. Thanks for tuning in. We hope this video helped you out. Next time you need parts for your car, please visit 1aauto.com. Also check out our other helpful how-to as well as diagnosis videos.